Okay guys, so here in the garage, sorry if it's echoey, we'll try to filter that out if we can, but um, I want to show you guys, or I want to kind of bring you along with my journey. I've got some Faraday cloth here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to try to take this box, excuse me, this box that I've got down here. That's got four Bouge RV 100-watt solar panels in it, kind of semi-flexible panels I showed you a couple videos ago. And I put them inside the box. They're wrapped up with some foam and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to wrap it in this Faraday cloth so that it creates a Faraday cage, essentially, around it, or a box, whatever you want to call it, and would protect them from an electromagnetic pulse. And solar panels, there's not a lot of great ways to go about this as far as I could see. And this is one of the best things that I could come up with. I haven't seen anybody do this yet on Rumble or YouTube or any place like that, but I think the theory is simple enough. And I got some glue. I got some, it comes with, a little kit comes with some Faraday seam tape, and then it comes with some hook and loop closures. I've got another idea for how I may close this up. But anyway, yeah, stick with me and we'll see how this goes. All right, so this is 43 by 118. And stuff's pretty flexible. So I don't know, I have to see what combination of directions I need to do this and make it work. Looks like I'm gonna have to go that way. Oh yeah, I should have plenty to go that way. All right. So let's take this off the table. Yeah. Gonna center this up. I've got some adhesive here. This is 3M Super 77. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray, I think I'm going to spray the box, and you know, sort of just to help it stay tacky and kind of stay on it where I need it to when I'm folding it and stuff. Hopefully that works. I don't know. Never done this before, so we'll see. We should be able to test this to at least a partial degree by trying to slide a cell phone in the bag to see if that helps. I mean, even if it doesn't work totally, I'm sure it's going to give it some degree of attenuation. This kit was only $38. Yeah. My arms aren't long enough. All right. Somewhat centered. Now I know that adhesive is not necessarily going to, you know what, I want to come this way a little bit with it, I think. It's not going to necessarily hold it super tight. It's just making it sticky. If I'd done it on both sides, it probably would have bonded, and you know, I wouldn't be able to move it. But I think I can. We'll see. All right. Let's try it this way. What I thought about just now is that I want to have enough on this end so that I can roll it up for opening and closing taking the items out without having to ruin the container. Okay, I think that shall be plenty. That gives me like 8 inches to roll up. Okay, so I'll let that there. Old survival trick from building shelters I learned a long time ago. SEER school is you pull 90 degrees to the wrinkles. That'll help. Okay, so now I think what we'll do is we'll hit these edges. I'm not going to hit the top. And with the edges, I'll probably spray a little on the fabric here now too, because I want it to start sealing to itself when we come around this corner. At least I think that's what I want. Sort of like wrapping a big present. All right. Keep this from sticking to itself too much here. I'm just going to hold that there so I can spray the box. I mean, pretty simple concept here. Nothing too stellar. I don't know if it'll work. Just an idea. You guys will get to see real time if it works or not. So. I think that this is going to be a lot more durable of an option than doing like aluminum foil. I don't think aluminum foil does offer some degree of attenuation. I think some people have said somewhere around 50 decibels of attenuation, but it's just not durable enough long term to really be able to, you know, withstand moving around and, you know, like just every, you know, just use, you know, moving it from place to place in your basement or whatever, and just all that kind of thing. So yeah, get that folded over. Now we should be able to fold this onto this way. Now I might have to do something down here at these corners, but I've got some actual metal duct tape as well that I'm going to do on the seams of this, I think. So we'll see. Putting this on real thin here because I want to make sure that the material is touching each other, and so you're getting that good conductive bond. You don't want to put this stuff on so thick, and this is it's very thin. You don't want it so thick that it's going to insulate itself, you know, from each other. So very thin layer, because you still want them to have that conductivity. If you don't understand the concept of how a Faraday cage works, I've done a whole video talking about it, talking about the skin effect and all that. You can check that out. I got it in my playlists, I'm sure. All right. Just really long, you know, see, you'll cover, you know, It'd be funny if we do all this work and it doesn't work at all. It may not. I didn't test the Faraday fabric before putting it on this box, but I know it's pretty similar to the stuff they use in like the Go Dark Faraday bags and Mission Darkness and all that. You can tell it's the same type of material. So I assume you know what happens when you assume. Assume that it'll work. Okay. So now this part, I think what I can do is just trim off this little bit of excess. It's not quite long enough. And then I'll spray these ends so that they bond. And then we'll probably just put some of that metal duct tape down there on the bottom and maybe along the seams. And I think that'll be it. I think that'll be it. Okay. Now, I bought this. This is a little fiberglass driveway rod, and my thought is that I could probably glue that to one side of the end where it folds up, and then just roll it down, and then tape it shut. And I'm hoping that that'll work. So I just need to cut this right with. I got this super glue. It's just Gorilla super glue with a little brush on it, and I thought I would use that for. If you guys are ever looking for a good place for gloves, Harbor Freight, the ones that they have, I think they work pretty well. They seem to be pretty heavy duty, and they're not very expensive. Obviously they're from China, so who knows what kind of chemicals they use in the making of the gloves, but whatever. I don't know if that's going to hold or not. You know what I can do is I can take some of that metal tape and just wrap around it, hold that. That way, even if it doesn't hold, it'll still be backed up by that. So let's do that. So this is aluminum, real aluminum duct tape. Different than, like gray duct tape. Actually metal and conductive. Now they have some tape that is specifically labeled as a conductive glue on it as well. And so you can get that kind if you want. That's the kind that I used on my other Faraday projects. And I don't think it's necessary for what I'm doing here, but you could definitely do that, and it certainly wouldn't hurt, because I'm basically just using this on the seams and kind of to help hold things together. The fabric is actually what's making the the skin for the Faraday cage in this instance. Okay. I think that's going to work. Let's pull this out. Let's see. Now I'm going to need somebody to call me. Well, let me pull this around here and show you how I'm thinking it'll close. And then I'll have to get my old lady to call me. Okay, so we've got the fiberglass rod in there. That is kind of all held together. And then, I don't know if I'm in your way. I'll try to do it from this angle. And then I would just take this and just wrap it around it and then just roll it up. Is the fiberglass rod absolutely necessary? Probably not. And then I would just take some of that silver tape and just tape it over in a couple spots just to hold it. And actually, you could even just use regular duct tape. It doesn't even have to be this kind of tape. It could be whatever. And so now I can still open this and I can still get in there. Oh, I need to seal those, the bottom ones. I can still open those and get into it to get the panels in and out and not have to destroy, the box and all that every time. So I think that's going to work pretty good. Let me get some glue down here. There. Much better. Now if I wanted to, I could take these seams, but honestly, they look pretty good. I can imagine that there's going to be any problem with that. So I think I'm going to leave that. So, oops. So that's pretty much it. I think that's how to make them. My old lady is not here right now. So, well, actually, you know what? Yeah, she's in a test, so I can't disturb her right now. Oh, let me have my son do it. Hang on. I'll have him call. Alrighty. Oh wait, she's done. Alright, let me call her. Hey there.
Hello.
Hey, you're on camera. Can you call me back here in about 15? Give me like 15 to 20 seconds, and then call me back. I want to see if this thing that I built works.
Oh, sure.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, so let's just stick that in there. I'll just kind of hold it here and see. I don't know how long, maybe it's been 15 seconds. I don't want to open it up when she gets ready to call, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer. But anyway, I'll open it here in a second, give her plenty of time. Super simple project. All I really needed was the Faraday cloth kit and some scissors and some contact cement and that fiberglass rod and some super glue if you want to use that. And then that metal tape. right? So I'll put links to all that stuff down in the description below. I think that this is a pretty easy way to protect solar panels. Now, maybe the most challenging part about this whole thing is actually finding a box. This is the box that some of these solar panels came in. It was the box that I think 2 of them came in, and I just kind of took out some of the foam and made enough room to fit an additional 2, so it had a total of 4 in there. And it's a pretty good form factor. And all in all, I'm into this 38, 10, 48, $60 probably. So not too bad. And then I did it, you guys saw how long has we been going here? I don't even see the counter. Maybe an hour, 30 minutes, I don't know, something like that. All right, let me pull the phone out real quick and see. So no missed call at all. I'll see if I can show you the front screen. There's nothing. Oh wait. Hey,
Hey,
did you call?
I did.
What happened?
It just didn't ring, and then it went to voicemail.
Oh, sweet. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Okay, well, there you go. I didn't even plan that. So she called, didn't ring, didn't get through. What does this mean? I don't know exactly. This is not a scientific test. This is not going to guarantee that your solar panels are going to be safe from an EMP, because there's a ton of variables in all this. The cell phone, the electromagnetic frequencies of a cell phone are not the same as the electromagnetic frequencies from an EMP. So this is not any guarantee. It's only one extra level of protection so that you will hopefully not have any issues and it will be good to go. The other thing to consider is that there's other factors that are involved with the way that an EMP propagates. There's shielding from terrain. There's, like if you have stuff in your basement, that is less likely to be as affected as stuff that's in like the top of your house or in the second floor of your house, just by the way that the wave propagates, and shielding that can be offered to some degree from soil and those kinds of things. And then there's the inverse square law. How far you are from the detonation, as it gets further, then it's less so. There's multiple factors that go into this. So it isn't just as easy as saying, this is all you need, this is, it's done and you're going to be fine. It's a layer of protection. That's all that it is. Another layer of protection that you might want to put on your house is an EMP Shield. If you guys watch the videos at any normal frequency, then you know that I'm an affiliate with that company. And the reason that I'm an affiliate with EMPShield.com is because they are certified by a third-party tester, another company who does lots of work for the government in EMP testing, right? They are a certification facility where they do testing to say, hey, these things will meet military specs or they won't meet military specs. And that company says that EMP Shield exceeds the military specs for that device. So that's why I trust it. It's made here in America. I know the people that have the company. They're good dudes. And, I just think it's a reasonable thing to do to protect your house. If there is an EMP, your appliances, if they're not protected, are going to get fried, right? Most likely, especially if you're somewhere, in the median vicinity of the detonation. If you're on the outer fringes, you might get lucky, but probably not, because you're going to have stuff coming through the lines as well. You got 3 different waves, all this stuff. I got a whole series of stuff on this. If you want to get a breakdown on it, you can check out those playlists. But the bottom line is that the power, you'll have to use your own power generation after an EMP in order to be able to use your appliances. So if you protect them now, then you can use your generator, you can use your solar generator, you can use your solar panels, you can use whatever to continue using your freezer or your ice maker or your whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is, whatever devices you have that you want to use. And that puts you ahead of the game, if you ask me, because now you can store food for longer. It doesn't go bad as quickly. There's health risks that are associated with, improper storage of food and all that kind of stuff. It just gives you a big advantage. So that's why I think it makes sense to take a little bit of time right now to do some preparations, because we live in a world now where it's my opinion, and if you guys have watched this channel for any length of time, you know that I am not an alarmist at all. I have spent, you can go back and watch my videos for 12 years, and I tell people all the time, everything's fine, we're going to get through this, it's no big deal. Well, where we are now, in my opinion, is we're at a coin toss. Every day when we wake up, it's a heads or a tails. Is there going to be some sort of, outbreak of serious global conflict that could result in a nuclear detonation somewhere? I do think that it's more likely to happen in Europe than it is to happen in the United States. But still, that shit can get out of hand quickly. So, if you use my discount code RealitySurvival at empshield.com, that's discount code RealitySurvival, it'll save you $50 per unit. And for two, you get two of those units, you can protect your house and you can protect your vehicle. And that way, when you're at work, you can get home. You can get to your stuff is protected. You can also, start protecting your house, because there's going to be a lot of chaos that's going on, right? And that's not to say that you necessarily have to use, your generator and all that kind of stuff right away. It might make sense to not use it for a few weeks, for a couple of months or whatever, until things start to calm back down, till the die-off happens, or whatever. But you have it as an option. You have it as an option. And that is the critical thing to me. Because think about what the supply chains are going to look like if they do get the grid back up. So on the most optimistic study that's out there, that's the EPRI study. It was a 3-year study, and they said that a 20 kiloton detonation at 200 kilometers above the surface would take out an area that's about the size of like 5 or 6 states. It wouldn't be nationwide, and that they would be able to get that back up in probably 3 to 6 months. Okay? So that's a problem, but that's something that we can recover from, right? Now, if they did 3 of them, then it's probably going to take down the whole grid, and we're probably going to be screwed, and it's going to take a lot longer. But either way, they said that it's recoverable on the most optimistic scenario. Now, the congressional study scenario is a lot more pessimistic, and it says that 90% of people die in 2 years. Everybody always says that quote, and most of them get it wrong. It's 2 years, not 1 year. But and that the grid would take multiple years to get back up. Now, that was done back when we didn't have 9 very large power transformer manufacturing facilities here in the United States, and we do now. We have at least 9 of them last time I checked, and it's been several years since I checked, so we might even have more now. There were Donald Trump made some improvements and some things to law to start making that so that we have a little bit more resilient capability and all that kind of stuff here. But anyway, the point is that we do have that manufacturing capability. We do have the ability to come back from it, as long as we don't have brain drain, right? The technical ability, like that's the biggest problem is that if all the engineers that know how to build those things, if those people all get killed off and all that, then that's going to present a bigger problem, and we're going to be without power for a while. But we can deal with those problems when they come. We just want to be prepared individually. I want to be able to produce my own power. I want my appliances to be able to work, and I want my solar panels to work, which is the reason for this whole thing, So anyhow, I hope it's useful. And if you didn't know, we have a cell phone app. It's called American Prepping Academy. It's got 15 different channels on it, 15 different prepping channels, all great channels with a lot of good information. If you have a channel on prepping and you'd like to be a part of the app, all you got to do is go to app.americanpreppingacademy.com. and you can sign up for it, and I'll take a look at your channel. As long as you're putting out educational content, then we'll get you signed up. And I think that's it. Don't forget to live 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys. And here it is, all sealed up. Just took one one little line of tape across there. We're good to go.